why are you like bullying Black people? Why are you using the N-word? Like,
why
and this is the
is
thing.
Insult when you disagree with a Black person is to be racist. It's like most other time. Have you ever noticed that like when somebody disagrees with a white person, they'll come up with a 10-point, step about why they disagree, right? And it has nothing to do with their race. But you disagree with the Black person, the first thing you do is call them the N-word. Like you gotta look within yourself and understand what's wrong with you to do something like that.
And honestly, all it does is just really further push the idea that, anti-Blackness, especially in the Asian community, is just, it's a bigger thing than we ever really realized it to be. And the fact that like a lot of white fans also bandwagging it, and like the whole idea of white supremacy or like Asian supremacy in a lot of these cases is like a real thing. Even if the choreographer, like, even if she said like she stole it and she was wrong, why is your default to call her the N-word, call her like all sorts of like really incredibly racist things, and then to like make fake accounts and like harass Black people in Lipstick Alley? Like, what is, like, why would you think that's okay? Or even like me and my mutuals, we were talking about the situation, and BlackPink stands tried to come for us, but they quickly realized that we were not the two. We were not the two. And so, after a lot of going back and forth with these two morons, it was kind of just like, at the end of the day, like, you don't have to like, every single criticism that comes the way of your fave. Like, you don't have to like it, but you also don't need to bully people and be racist assholes, And I feel like with K-pop, that's always the case. It doesn't matter who you're talking about. It doesn't matter what their fans want to say. Like, every single non-Black fan in the K-pop world, well, not every single, but the majority of non-Black fans in the K-pop world are racist. And whenever a Black person says something they don't like, they show that racism. And I, for one, I'm tired of it. I just don't have the energy to fight these people who claim that, we're not being racist. We're just protecting our Ani or Oppa. We like the Blacks, but also, the racism in Korea and the racism, perpetuated by these idols and by like, other Asian people that they idolize. It's nothing, because it's because the media has, portrayed Black people in a certain way that, people sort of see it and they kind of believe it. And that's why they treat Black people in these certain ways. And I'm just like,
no, that's not why though.
Like, fuck you, fuck your families. Like, I don't care anymore. I am so tired of anti-Blackness. I am just so tired of it, to the point where like, I don't have, like, I'm a really empathetic person. Like, I am, like, I'm Cancer, like, emotions are my thing. And I do, like, I can generally see, where somebody's coming from, even when they're doing something that I don't agree with. I generally can do that. Like, but in a lot of these cases, I just don't care. I don't. So, if you in one breath want to talk about like, oh, you're an N-word, you're doing this, Lisa's the best, blah, blah, blah. And then in another breath, you want to talk about how like, oh, they don't want to play us on the radio because, of racism.
Oh my God.
Like, for me, I'm just like, what? God. Just fall off a cliff, please. Like, we just don't need you taking up all the air that we have here. Like, we just don't need you around anymore. So that's my opinion on this Lisa situation. The videos are not exactly the same. Correct.
And I feel like people, that's the thing, like, people before, like, it's like before you can even say how you feel about it or say the reality of the situation, I don't know, like you said, the racist attacks and all the racism that was happening towards Black people who were sticking up for Sierra, or Black people who had opinions on it. I don't know, like, it's sickening. And honestly, Blinks, I have nothing for y'all. Honestly, everybody says, well, all fandoms are bad and da-da-da. No, there's levels. I do think that there are fandoms that are worse. There are levels.
Black armies had to like literally like continually uplift themselves on the internet.
Yeah. And I want to make it clear too. And I want to make it clear for, other fandoms, especially like ARMY. Like, I know we just mentioned ARMY, but this is not an ARMY problem. This is a Blink problem. We're talking about Blinks. You know what I mean?
We're talking about Blinks, yes.
I want Blinks to know that we are targeting you. Okay? Like, we're being very specific right now. Don't, and just because, that's one thing too that like I've been seeing Blinks do it, but ARMYs, okay, yeah, we know, but ARMYs, Blinks, we're talking about y'all. Y'all are trash.
You guys fucked up. Like, just say you fucked up. Apologize to old girl. Apologize to Black.
Say that you're a trash human being,
and just
apologize and don't talk again. Like, we don't need it.
Like, you must be all sorts of crazy. Like, if you think that I'm gonna pick K-pop or a K-pop artist over a black woman,
period, any day. I'm not doing it.
Like, you need to relax, okay? Like, you need to go. You know what? You do need to go outside because, like, being inside here, maybe this quarantine thing is getting to your head and it just makes you all sorts of stupid. Or maybe you're just like the racist feelings that you have inside are just sort of like being all perpetuated now that you have a reason to do so. But like at the end of the day, fuck you.
Every single day of the week. Like, this is one thing I want to make really, really clear for, people who are, I know people have issues with Black K-pop stans. I know people always say things like, how can you be Black and be a K-pop stan or even like K-pop, things like that. I totally 100% understand it. And I will never feel like those people are invalid ever. I will never be that person that's like caping for, liking K-pop over my race. I will never do that. Do I like some K-pop? Yes. I wouldn't, talk about K-pop if I didn't like it. At the same time, I'm Black before I'm anything else. Like, I'm a Black woman before I am interested in K-pop. Like, that's very secondary. That's not a part of my identity. And I feel like that a lot of these fans out here who were harassing this woman, K-pop is their identity. When in real life, when nobody likes you, when you don't have any friends, when you don't have an identity of your own, you attach yourself to people you don't know. You attach yourself to these celebrities and you cape. And I feel like that's what this is. I just don't see it for them. I don't have time for y'all. I'm no amount of calling me the N-word or calling any Black woman the N-word. No amount of doing that is going to make me like Lisa more. No amount of that is going to make her dancing less stiff. No amount of that is going to make her more talented. She's always going to be what she is.
It's not going to give BlackPink more songs. Like,
it's not going to make anybody respect them. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like they do this out of, first and foremost, racism, but also retaliation because they feel personally affronted.
Yeah.
No amount of trying to hurt my feelings is going to make you feel better about the fact that people don't like Lisa. Yeah. Or people feel like Lisa is a thief or her choreographer or anybody associated with her. Like, no amount of that's going to change anything.
Like, why would you think that harassing, this woman and like being like cyberbullying her and doxing her and also like being straight up racist assholes is going to make any of us think, oh my God, you guys were right. You were absolutely right. Lisa is the best. Like, where's the connection here? Where's the logic? Like, it's just going to make people dislike you, the fan base, and maybe even Lisa even more. And I mean, at this point, like, YG really, really doesn't need people to hate them more than they already do.
And honestly, I do, like, that's a really good point about, like, making people dislike you and maybe even Lisa, because I know a lot of times this is a huge talking point with a lot of the fan bases that are toxic and have a lot of toxic people involved is, you can't dislike the artist because of the fans. You totally 100% can. I believe that is the fact. And not dislike the artist as a person, but dislike the environment around the artist. Like, I 100%. And also, too, in this particular case, I do feel like it can cause you to dislike the artist as a person because they're not speaking out about what their fans did. And they saw, like, Lisa speaks English. Like, there's no excuse here. She saw what's happening to this woman and didn't say anything. And the choreographer didn't say anything until days later.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't want to hear it about she doesn't understand, she doesn't know, she comes from a different culture. I'm tired of these excuses.